La culture représente totalement la manière de style de vie et les attributs d'un groupe spécifique de personnes. Il inclut également la façon dont nous parlons, le style vestimentaire, l'attitude, l'apprentissage, les croyances, les valeurs et les normes. Le marketing est l'ensemble des moyens mis en œuvre par une entreprise pour commercialiser ses produits et services en adéquation avec un marché visé.
Il existe de nombreux facteurs qui affectent les stratégies de marketing pour une promotion de produits comme le marché cible, le budget, l'économie et la concurrence. Mais la culture a également un grand impact sur les préférences des consommateurs qui n'a pas été considéré comme un facteur important il y a quelques années. Les stratégies de marketing sont liées à la promotion des produits, la planification pour faire face à la concurrence, la qualité-maintien et le contrôle des coûts. La culture a un grand effet sur les stratégies de marketing. Le vendeur ne peut pas ignorer d'analyser l'importance de la culture locale avant la publicité ou la vente du produit sur le marché. Les plans marketing sont totalement basés sur la promotion des produits. Le but principal du marketing est de connaître les clients au sujet des caractéristiques du produit et les influencer pour acheter le produit. Les consommateurs peuvent être attirés seulement quand le produit s'adaptera mieux selon leurs coutumes, traditions, normes, exigences culturelles. Chaque fois que les spécialistes du marketing ne transmettent pas leurs pensées aux gens, ils ne parviennent pas à attirer l'attention de la population locale et doivent subir d'énormes pertes. Même le choix de la population locale est important pour le commerçant local. Mais pour un agent de commercialisation internationale, il est nécessaire d'avoir des effets culturels, d'études profondes sur la promotion des produits. En raison de la mondialisation de l'environnement des entreprises, ces dernières doivent faire face à une hâte croissante. L'occurrence est l'ampleur des concurrents. Il n'est pas facile pour toute entreprise de démarrer et d'étendre leur entreprise pour une longue durée sans mettre en œuvre des stratégies de marketing. Le marché international a également entraîné un changement dans le coût et les préférences des consommateurs. Par exemple, les clients n'attendent pas un seul produit car il existe de nombreuses alternatives disponibles sur le marché et ils peuvent facilement passer à un autre produit sans compromettre leur goût. C'est la raison principale pour laquelle l'environnement commercial actuel est axé sur le consommateur. Les marketeurs toujours considèrent que comment ils peuvent satisfaire les consommateurs. Les facteurs les plus importants qu'un agent de commercialisation garde à l'esprit sont d'offrir la meilleure qualité, moins de prix et facilement excédentaire aux consommateurs, mais tous ces concepts sont considérés par presque tous les gestionnaires de marketing. Seules ces entreprises restent longtemps impliquées dans de nouvelles stratégies et ne négligent pas l'importance de la culture dans la promotion des produits. Les consommateurs ont des choix différents dans différents pays. Ces différences résultent d'une culture, d'une attitude, de valeurs et de normes diversifiées. La culture a une influence profonde sur le choix de produits, la motivation et le style de vie des clients. L'influence culturelle est démontrée par combien de clients préfèrent acheter le même produit. En raison de l'augmentation du commerce international, il est nécessaire de repenser les stratégies de commercialisation et de communication d'un produit. L'augmentation du commerce transfrontalier a conduit à l'émergence du marketing international. Les entreprises qui se dirigent vers le concept de marketing international face aux problèmes de différence entre les pays est l'un des principaux problèmes qu'ils rencontrent et la conception des stratégies de marketing en fonction de la diversification culturelle. Seules ces entreprises ont plus de succès maintenant une journée qui exportent leurs produits pour faire face aux exigences spécifiques d'une culture particulière. The next video will be an example for our case study. We are going to take Coca-Cola's success story and explore how this company utilized its product to help them achieve their business goals. This case study contains some of the most effective marketing strategies used by Coca-Cola to inspire its customers all over the world. Coca-Cola is one of many brands that gets huge success by creative strategies related to culture. Coca-Cola also called Coke, a famous soft drink brand all over the world. With a long history in development since 1886, has applied many strategies in advertising to develop their brands. Some campaigns of this company were so successful that it made them worldwide spread. The following are the outstanding features of Coca-Cola's advertisements, which are deeply influenced by the cultural dimensions. Coca-Cola also brought out the strategy of printing people's names, emotions, icons on the surface of the cans or bottles, which encouraged customers express their own personality. Besides, Coca-Cola also had an impressive slogan, "Share a Coke, share a feeling." It did work to the collectivist customers, and it was one of the best performing marketing campaigns in Coca-Cola's history. Coca-Cola introduced many unique products to the market, such as Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, Coca-Cola Red Cans Turn White. Share in Can is a specific one as well. This version is actually divided into two smaller cans, which makes people surprised. Helps people share with each other not only drink, but also the feeling, like the slogan, "Share a Coke, share a feeling." Those advertising strategies contributed such a vital role to the success of Coca-Cola Company for 125 years. Obviously, culture has effects on advertising contents, concepts, appeal, and style. Thoroughly understanding culture dimensions helps marketers catch the thoughts of customers. Power distance, individualism versus collectivism, and uncertainty avoidance are the outstanding dimensions in Coca-Cola advertisements. Coca-Cola has studied and applied those dimensions to create unique commercials that contribute to the success of this drink brand, not only within the United States but also all over the world.
So as a marketers, we really have to be aware of culture and think about the different ways that could affect our particular business, and then we have to plan for those things when we design our marketing strategy. So what cultural factors really would impact our business or our marketing? A major one is language. For instance, if we are going to sell a product in another country, we really need to make sure that our labeling and our promotion are come through in the language of those people or the people in that country. And here in Morocco or whatever market that we originate from, we still need to be thinking about the language that we use both in our product labeling and in our promotion. So language and how people interpret it has a major impact on the way we market. Another key area that culture can impact us as a company or business and the way we market is just the value that people hold. You know, people from certain cultures might find a product very important and put a lot of value, and so they would be willing to pay a lot more for less products. On the other hand, if a culture doesn't really value a product, let's say a vehicle or a car, maybe high-priced cars don't do well with those people because they don't see it as an important item or possession. Lastly, something that may affect our business depending on what we do are the customs that people hold, and that's a big part of culture as well. Think about in typical American culture and the holidays and events that we celebrate and how we celebrate them. Usually there are some purchasing going on, so that's another way that culture can affect marketing. Lastly, think about how big food and arts and entertainment are as industries. There is a huge amount of money spent every year in the United States as well as around the world on just food and then arts and entertainment. For example, the movie industry, the music industry, sports, all sorts of industry that really are global stem from these aspects of culture. So these are all different ways that culture can impact our marketing success.
Importance of culture in marketing. Culture has a huge effect on consumer behaviors. It is what determines why certain products sell well among certain ages, nationalities, and businesses, but not in others. It's what actually molds target audience. At a global scale, what sells well in the Western world may not in the Middle East. What is successful advertising technique in Australia may be complete flop in Japan. Americans respond well to big bold advertising, the British not. There is the marketing for skin whitening products in Asian countries, but they're much less popular in the West. And funnily enough, the market for sunscreen is not that great in the Middle East. Consumer behaviors changes from country to country, based on the socio-economical factors, geography and political influences, as well as social history and traditions. Consumer behaviors are as varied as the culture they emerge from, without even crossing borders in other countries. Culture involves consumer behaviors in countries, especially geographically expensive ones. Consumers differ in age, in beliefs and education, in sex, in religion preferences, and although united in common culture, such individual specific variation has the ability to influence their buying behaviors. And exposure to marketing techniques that sees the rise of multiple subcultures within the umbrella culture. Consumers affiliate with that subculture more than likely needing a completely different kind of marketing strategy to a completely different problem. With such variation, how on earth do you even find a target audience? The great thing is, us human beings like to group together. We like to be part of a common, part of a group. It is how we feel secure in our identity. And that's how the whole promise behind trends and movements, be it in fashion, food consumption, and political affiliation. As social creators, collective identity gives us a sense of belonging and security. You see, although there is an infinity of opportunities for each and every human being to be autonomous, there is a safety in numbers. And that's how the general culture comes into play. While there are hundreds of extremely different cultures with different consumer economics across the globe, that is not to say that trends don't transcend cultural differences. The ability to establish a brand across continents, regardless of stark cultural differences, requires serious investment in market and consumer research. And of course, a very sellable product. Facebook, for example, is successful globally, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, and age. Starbucks has cleverly adapted their franchise to mold in different cultures, from America to Vietnam to Italy. Same goes for another giant, Cadbury. Their marketing has specifically adapted to suit the cultural norms of the consumer, from the advertising to their chocolate bar flavors. These kinds of adaptations aren't just happening on the global scale either. Depending on how specific a target audience your business has, adaptation to appeal the end user has to be on a micro scale. Promoting Devonshire scones in Crownwall would, for example, be catastrophically bad for business. And there you have it. Culture really is driving force behind consumer behaviors, and with its ever-fluid nature and endless subculture formation, investing heavily in target audience research is essential in the world of marketing. A brand should aim to tell stories that merge a brand into the culture the audience resides in. How can this be achieved? Put simply, to achieve this, brands need to incorporate the relevant element to the culture into their brand image. 2 years ago, Dove successfully demonstrated how not to culturally relevant through their limited edition body-shaped bottle range. They intended on inspiring real beauty and an appreciation to all women of every shape and size, but instead were slayed by the public for being patronizing.